Good morning. This is the Great Basin Fire and Smoke Potential Transport Briefing, Monday, November 14th. Some technical difficulties earlier this morning. Apologize for the delay. Looking at precipitation the past 7 days, it's been quite a wet one. The green to yellow shades are anywhere from a half inch to locally an inch and a half of water equivalent. The lighter blue shades, lesser amounts, quarter inch, tenth of an inch, but still you can see the entire area has had measurable rain and well above normal. We see areas in the blue and purple. Only up in parts of Idaho and northwest Nevada are the amounts below normal, but still a wetting rain even up in those areas, and snow in the upper elevations, even middle elevations in some spots. Looking at the 100-hour fuels, quite moist in the green, 16% or higher, even above 20% in these darker greens. 1,000-hour fuels also above 15% in the green, more in the low to mid-teens in the yellow. So things have moistened up quite a bit, perhaps pile burning, a better scenario for getting some good burning done in the next couple of days. Another part of that is the extensive snow cover across almost just about all of our upper and middle elevations, especially in the higher terrain of Idaho, Wyoming, and the Uintas and Wasatch, even into the Rubies, anywhere from 10 to 30 inches of snow. Lighter amounts even getting down to the valley floor in some areas of Nevada and Idaho. So it's been a wintry week, but we do have high pressure building in, strong high pressure with drier air for most areas. Main wind flow is northerly. You can see the ventilation index, better dispersion in the white, lesser dispersion in the red. You can see the minimum humidities that you would need for drying things out are quite high across most areas. The driest we can find are 20s to low 30s in southern Nevada. Otherwise, most areas of near or above 50%. Transport winds fairly light most areas on the left. You can see the mixing heights. Vertical mixing pretty decent in the yellow, fairly low areas in the blue, just a few hundred feet above ground level. A lot of that's due to snow cover in the valleys. High pressure still in place there on Tuesday. You can see the ventilation, though, with the sunshine daytime heating definitely improving the overall dispersion. We see the areas in the white, lesser dispersion in the north. Again, fairly high humidities once again, but drying out a few percent. You can see the transport winds picking up more out of the northeast, but pretty decent across the southern half or southern two-thirds of the Great Basin. So that is some good news for some burning. Mixing heights also quite good in the southern two-thirds of the Great Basin here on the right-hand side. On Wednesday, little change, high pressure locked in place, cold northerly flow. You can see the transport winds and vertical mixing, still similar, best in the south. Humidities, again, driest in the south, but most areas above 30 or 40% for minimum humidity. The best transport winds, again, out of that north-northeast direction across the southern, I would say half of the Great Basin, lighter transport winds further north. And vertical mixing, again, best in the south, but longer lasting inversions where we see the darker blue shades. 3-day precipitation totals, not much at all for the geographic area. We go further down the road, high pressure still in control on Thursday. You can see the overall ventilation index or smoke dispersion. It combines both transport winds and vertical mixing. On the right-hand side, best in the eastern areas, lessening in the west where you're closer to the high pressure. And then things change. The high pressure starts to break down, a couple of short waves coming through. And by Sunday, we do notice that we have kind of an arc of high pressure through here, but giving way to deeper moisture. And that will maybe bring increasing clouds, but overall, the dispersion starts to decrease in a lot of areas, probably due to that increasing high cloud cover later on over the weekend. That's Saturday, and then this is Sunday. Moisture coming in with this low pressure area, could be some spotty precipitation. We see the areas in green, cloud cover preventing daytime heating, pretty much lowering overall dispersion. Precipitation Thursday night through Saturday night, and then later on Saturday night through Monday afternoon, looking at some spotty precipitation moving into parts of western Idaho. 7-day precipitation totals. Now, the 8 to 14 day does show overall cooler than normal to near normal conditions, but it does show a trend towards wetter than normal conditions. That means the Pacific Northwest storm track, the West Coast storm track coming back into play towards the end of November. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day. Next update coming up on Wednesday.